Hello everyone, it's the Canadian Futures Trader here. Welcome to the channel and welcome to the video.
Gotta get more followers.
Everyone, today is day number 4 of my new Apex Trader Funding 300k, and you can tell by the title of the video we wrap it up today. Quick recap, as of day number 3, I was at approximately 13k in profit. We need 20k in profit. Today's video, there are 2 trades that I will walk you through. So I will mention, a couple of you have commented, what exact time, what exact day were these. So I'm a few days behind on the videos. This video that you're about to watch today is from Thursday, so just from yesterday, so I'm almost caught up. But we're actually done now, so it doesn't matter that much. I didn't denote the times. I mean, it's the morning session. I know there was a huge drop in the treasuries about 9:45 a.m. So this was before that. I was done for the day. So I want to say the first trade was maybe 8 something a.m. and the second one 9:15 or so. Hard for me to say, and to be honest, I'm not that interested in going back and figuring it out. These videos weren't really meant to be full-on trading tutorials by any means. It was more track my progress through the evaluation. Starting next week, what I want to get back to is I had made a few hour-long videos in previous weeks where I just record for an hour straight. I'll say exactly what time it is, and we'll just look for setups and explain my reasoning in those. I think those are probably more useful in terms of the entire process of watching the market and deciding when to enter. These were really meant to just be kind of quick hits, like, hey, let's see how we can do with this evaluation. So let's get to this first trade. So I recorded for 9 minutes, but the trade isn't 9 minutes long necessarily. I didn't enter it till about the 2-minute mark. So I'm going to go short here. The bit of backstory, in case you're interested. Treasuries have kind of been slowly working their way down, but in a ebb and flow type of manner. They would go up a few ticks and, like, say, up 3 ticks and then down 4, and then up 3 more and then down 4. So I was really holding out for one of those ebb and flows for when it kind of went up and then expecting it to come back down. And we're also getting near the bottom here. Now, this first trade is the smaller one. I actually end up only making a few ticks. And honestly, this was yesterday. I don't exactly remember how this plays out. So we're going to kind of live commentary this trade as it plays out. I know it's a winner and I know for how much, but I don't exactly remember what I did. So I was just trying to get short, and I wanted to make sure I got filled for some contracts at least. So that's why I kind of chose 2 prices there. Just in case it ran away from me, I would at least get some on. Like, I'm still waiting for that 15, and you can see already it's kind of moved now. So I canceled the 15, and I end up just putting the 15 on at the same price I got in for the original amount. I go ahead and set my stop loss. I set it for 35 even before the 15 had filled because I knew that it was probably good. So we're already in the good, so quickly moving my stop down. Haven't even set a take profit. Move my stop to a 1-tick winner. Again, I want today to be the last day, so I'm willing to just take a bunch of small scalps if I need to. So here I am setting this take. I'm going to pause this just for a sec. The video is moving faster than I can talk. So at this point, things have kind of moved quickly and in our favor, so that's fantastic. This is like ideal in terms of, the trade playing out. We got in at a fantastic entry. The plan worked out. Was kind of watching that ebb and flow. It had ebbed, was getting ready for the flow. We're getting the flow. So we're short. We know at a minimum we're getting 1 tick. And now I'm in the process of finishing up here, setting my take profits. At this point, remember, I still need roughly 7,000, but I want a bit more than that. In my head, I'm thinking more 8,000, just so we're well above the $20,000 goal. I mean, we still have additional days to trade, so we're going to need a bit of buffer there. You have to factor in there's going to be commissions deducted. I don't want to just scrape by, basically. I want to give myself a bit of buffer. So that's why I'm kind of targeting down here. I also split these up just because we are just past the low. So we might get a pop, but we might not necessarily get a pop all the way down to the 04 price. So I'm like, well, if we can get some of these filled here, and then we'll manage what's left. So I don't think it ends up mattering because I know this trade, I only end up getting about 3,300 out of it. So I probably end up in here somewhere. So let's see what happens with this. So at this point, things are looking fantastic. It looks like we're about to get filled here. We're holding on. I wasn't moving my stop any further because really it looked like it was just going to continue and blast through. You've got the 10 years over here. You've got the 30 years over here at their lows. Like we are on the cusp of being filled. We just need one more contract to trade at this price and we'll be good. And we don't get it. Now, actually, I do kind of remember. I'm going to pause this for a sec because I don't remember how quickly it happened. So we didn't get filled here. If you see the Q1, that means we're in Q position number 1. Like all we need is one more contract to trade here, and we would have got filled in this, and we don't. Not only that, this price comes ripping back up. I'll let it play, and you'll see. My P&L only showed about 3,300 from this, so I didn't get completely filled at this price. It's sim, it's slippage, all that stuff. You don't usually see too much slippage with the treasuries just because, and it doesn't usually rip, I guess, is more important, but it rips in this case. So I ended up making about 3,300. So it was probably a combination of maybe a few got filled at this price, but most at 09. Anyways, I'll let it play. But just so you know, I definitely didn't get the full 4,300 that I would get here typically. So, but that aside, I mean, that's just nothing you can do about that. I like how this played out. It worked really well. I mean, it's not over yet, but I mean, we have a pretty tight strangle on this right now. We're either getting a big, nice thing and we're done, or if not, hey, we're going to get a nice chunk. Of course, at this point, I'm thinking I'm getting $4,000. And there you go. I did only get the 3. I'm not even sure why. It looked like it stopped there for momentarily, but what can I do? So that was the first trade. So we were up. I didn't record my balance at that point. We were up 3,300 from where we were. So we're at about 316. We need 4,000 more. I like that bit of buffer, so we need about 5,000 more. So let's go through trade number 2. Okay, so this will be trade number 2. It looks similar and will be similar to trade number 1. Like I said, I think this is about 45 minutes or an hour later. Honestly, not sure. I want to say this was about, like I mentioned, 9:15 a.m. on Thursday. I guess that's June the 2nd. So, same deal. Was looking for that ebb and flow, looking for a little break low. Really was hoping for a nice push because, again, we just need, roughly 5,000 to wrap this up. And each tick, coincidentally, is roughly $1,000 when you trade the full size. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we can get one of these pushes to the low, you can kind of see where I have it paused. I mean, the 10 years and the 30 years are by no means near their lows. They're all kind of in sync, I would say, but we're seeing some push towards the low. So that's why. And right before this had happened, there had been a little flurry of activity. You can kind of tell by the activity here had been pushed down. So I'm going to let this play. The trade's only 2 minutes, and I zipped ahead 30 seconds already just to where I enter. So I just hit it. I just want in. Again, leading up to this, there had been a little movement down, so I was really hoping we just see that continuation push. And I'm just setting my stop loss. I set it up away, and then I move it to where I want it to be. Just to have it. The great John Burrell asked me, why am I always clicking this button up here? I do it more just out of habit. It is completely unnecessary. What it does is it centers your depth of market. If you click it, if you left click it, it centers the current depth of market. If you right click this button, it centers all of them. And what happens is as the price moves away, like so over here on the 30 year as an example, as the price starts to move down, it won't automatically center. You can set it to center based on how many ticks it moves. And I do have that set, but I like to keep them deadlock center, but I definitely excessively click that button just in case you're wondering. It's more something to do while I'm waiting for the trade to play out. Like right there I go. Even though it's perfectly centered, I'm just double recentering it. Okay, guys, so always like that when I enter and we don't get any backtick. We're in the good from the start. That's ideal for me. Let's say that's a hallmark of a nice entry on a trade. We picked a pretty good entry on this one and the previous one as well. So here we go. So I mean, of course, we all hope for the most out of every trade, but this is one where it's like, okay, we can be done with this evaluation if we just hit this. So. And things are looking good, and there you go. It was as quick as that. So that one played out pretty much how I wanted. So I have it paused again. So you're seeing here, I mentioned before I entered the trade, you saw all the sellers. Whenever I enter a trade, it clears all this data out. So this is the data since I entered the trade. If you want to call it the data, it's sort of the actual executed trades. So you see, the sellers just marched this down. Now, other interesting thing is if you look at these numbers, so like 13, 21, 2011, you know, when you see big numbers like this, 183, 119, there is not 183 buyers there. There's not 119 down here. They will disappear as soon as the activity comes down here. It really doesn't take all these contracts to move through the price levels. Hey, and everyone, so fast forward, it is now Friday. I was editing the video and realized I never did show my balance. Of course, I never think to do those things. So the activity you're looking at on your screen is now from Friday. If you're curious, it's 8:50 a.m. Eastern time. I still need to make, the next 6 days, I need to make a trade. I haven't done that yet today. I'll just switch. I know people do the micros, but I'm anti-micro. I'll do either a lot of crude or I'll do one lot of the 10-year probably and just go for one tick win or loss and no harm, no foul either way. I've seen some nice push down though, so I might be hopping in here after I record this and do a little traderooing. Anyways, usually not a fan of trading on the Fridays, but sometimes, you see what you see and the heart wants what it wants, so you jumped in and you start trading. Nonetheless, guys, here's the balance. That's what you're really here for. 321, 471, and 40 cents. So we have a nice $1,400 buffer. Perfect, like exactly what I wanted. I like having a buffer that you're not having to, if you have like a $50 buffer and you really have to sweat, those last few days and make sure, you don't get slippage and stuff. And that basically wraps it up, guys. So again, thanks for watching. I haven't done this for a while where I record, the trades from every single day. From one of the evaluations. I mentioned I put a post on YouTube, whatever you call it, on my community tab showing I actually passed the U-Profit Trader, the new 200K on day one. Didn't record a lick of that. It was just a couple trades I pieced together. So excited about that account as well. Might do an additional account. I really have been wanting to try out with Buellnox. Like what I see over there. The big debate is, do I really need another account at yet another different firm? Another question, if you're still hanging in here watching this video, probably the most common question I get, besides have you been paid out, which I don't know how many times I can say I have been, but is how do I copy my trades between all these different companies? You can't. I mean, I have to log into each one individually. With NinjaTrader, you can only have one active Rithmic connection at a time. Yes, you could use a trade copier over network and multiple PCs. Guys, I just trade them individually on any given day, pick an account and trade away. Maybe trade two of them. Maybe do one for an hour and then the other one for another hour. It's not that difficult to manage. So guys, thanks so much for watching the series. I've got a couple interviews coming up. I have 3 scheduled, so I'm looking forward to all of those. Next week, I'll do some trading activity. Who knows? Maybe I'll even record. If I hop in and start recording today for this Friday, possibly, but you will know that because there'll be a video. But plan is now next week, Monday morning, hopefully, trade for an hour, just record the entire session, talk away, listen to me, wax philosophy about trading the treasuries and what I'm looking at. And I think you'll get more out of that if you're looking for a little intel on the treasury markets. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.